Shilpi. I'm one of the co-founders of Cloud Security Podcast and AI Cybersecurity Podcast. Basically, we're just trying to educate everyone and give them a place where they can find confidence in emerging technologies like cloud and AI.
I'm the face of the podcast. Well, both of them. As you can imagine, I do a lot of talking, but she's the one who makes it happen. So I would say AI Cybersecurity Podcast and Cloud Security Podcast. AI Cybersecurity Podcast, we co-host with Caleb Seimer. And outside of the podcast, we also do training as well. So we're the only ones on the internet doing cloud training and Kubernetes security training. So yeah, I mean, I'm the one who's preparing the courses, making the courses, delivering the courses as well. But we're looking for more trainers as well. So that's a short version of my last 3 years. But before that, I used to be a CISO. And it's been in the space for 13 years. If you can't tell with the gray hair, that's it. I'll stop there.
Oh my gosh. They are the ultimate power partnership. Like literally, when I see you two work, me and my
partnership happening over here right now.
No, but it's so true. Like I see the way you two work together, and it's so incredible. And it's actually something like I really admire about both.
Thank you so much. No, that means a lot. It's a work in progress. So yeah, it's not easy. I think
You just say it's a work in progress. This is video recording, right? They can see your face, my face reaction to this as well. But we do work really well, people on the internet. If you're wondering, I am not just the face. I actually do some work as well, which she just doesn't forgot to mention over here. But but it is definitely an honor to be with Shilpi, though. She definitely makes it make my life easy. Because even though coming from a technical background and she being a managerial background, we picked up a lot of things. So to your point about the partnership, I think it only works because both of us are working, or at least trying to make it work together is how I would describe it. And I could not have thought of a better co-founder than her. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.
No, seriously, I really admire. So, literally this morning, I was sending one of your videos to my significant other, and I was like, oh my gosh, look at the production quality. How do they do this while they're traveling? Oh my gosh. And I was like, a little bit excited. But back to your podcast. Okay, so I did not know you had this new AI podcast.
Yes.
Can you please tell me about it?
Sure. You should.
So, I mean, we've been running Cloud Security Podcasts for almost 5 years now. And I think the intention with that was when we started that, like, cloud was still very new and people were not sure how to secure things in cloud. There was a lot of, fear in the market in terms of new technology. And we weren't wanting to start a new, like a second podcast. Like, it wasn't something that were thinking of. But a lot of our audience, and we're very grateful, we do have a really large practitioner audience. And a lot of them, were coming to us saying, oh, what do you guys think about this AI thing? What is it that I really need to worry about? There's a lot of noise in the market. There's a lot of buzzwords. And we were like, and we were very lucky that, Caleb was like, sort of doing a lot in the space and he was open to like co-host the thing. And I think it's just about, we just want to do the same thing that we did with Cloud Security Podcast, just give people a safe place to learn about these things without like all the jargon, like so that they can feel confident about securing it. And it's like, pardon my French, no bullshit. Like that's what we're aiming for with both the podcasts. So yeah, it's been running for almost 8 months, I think. And yeah, we're just trying to get practitioners, leaders from the AI cybersecurity space to just talk about what are the real problems that are there right now. What do we actually need to worry about? Like not Terminator and Skynet, but what's real.
What types of topics do you talk about on the AI podcast?
On the AI Cybersecurity Podcast, so me and Caleb both being a CISO, we're focused primarily on the practical application of cybersecurity in AI. How is AI impacting cybersecurity? Like, for example, we had a conversation with the CISO of Anthropic, the CISO of DeepMind. We're talking about, hey, how does a CISO separate signal from the noise? Is cybersecurity about to be conquered by Skynet? Are we really that close? Or is it primarily, is this an 18 plus score? I'm assuming it's an 18 plus thing, so I can swear on it. Like, why the fuck are we so worried about this when it's a third party issue more than anything else? And we're also talking about the practical use cases of how people are using AI and the three broad categories of how, at least right now, as we have this interview, how people are using it and how people can secure it. I think that probably summarizes a lot of it. But the main mission to what Shilpi said is about separating the signal from the noise. So everyone is able to do, not just be impacted by the FUD created by it, but actually take some implementation actions and conversations which are relevant back to the board so they can actually have something actionable.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So you two are kind of going all over the world. You're doing tons and tons of travel. Are you open to sharing maybe some things that you have planned?
So I think we're lucky enough we get to attend a lot of really great conferences. I think the next one for us would probably be KubeCon North America. So Kubernetes is something that is like picking up quite a bit. And also with like AI adoption, a lot of things are going to be on the container and Kubernetes. So KubeCon North America, and then after that, I think it's going to be reInvent. There may be a few other travels in there in between. But yeah, we're really grateful. We get to attend a lot of security conferences that cover a lot of different topics, and we kind of get to have that overarching lens. So yeah, I think that's probably what we're getting to do. But I think this has been an exciting year, and we're at DEF CON, and there's been so many, like cool things happening. So yeah.
We also have Global AppSec from OWASP in September. Yeah, so we have Global AppSec, KubeCon North America, AWS reInvent, Forward CloudSec in Europe, and and, and Morocco somewhere in between that as well. So yeah, I think there's a few events coming up. So you'll definitely see us quite a few places. But I think to what Shilpi said, we're definitely grateful that we get called in for all these events. I think I'm looking forward to a lot of these conversations because you get to have an insight from all these people who are attending. I mean, we're at a dinner at the moment as well. You get so much input and you go, oh, wait, I didn't really think that was a possibility. So definitely look forward to these conversations and we bring it back to the audience that we have. So they get to experience it as well and they get to walk away learning, oh, even though I wasn't there, at least I learned a few things before I walked away from it. So
I feel like a key takeaway here is that you need to invite Shilpi, Ashish, and me to all your upcoming events. Okay, so I have I have two more questions. Okay, maybe three. When you teach cybersecurity, like when you're teaching cloud security, how do you decide what to teach? Because it's so huge.
yeah, so I would start with the two main topics that we're covering at the moment, which one is AWS and Kubernetes. The reason why I'm covering Amazon Web Services or AWS because they have I would say they're still the largest cloud service provider. They still have the largest community behind this. So if you are someone who's stuck, start learning it. And you don't have to go for a paid course or whatever. At least you will be able to find a lot of the answers on the internet. You just have to put the effort into it. Whereas with Azure or Google Cloud, it's a lot more like, oh, is this the right thing? I have a license for it. I don't have a license for it. It gets a lot more trickier. The same applies for Kubernetes as well. Kubernetes as a community is quite big. I think KubeCon, which is the annual Kubernetes conference, which is across North America and Europe, they had the largest attendee ever on KubeCon this year in Europe. They're expecting a lot more in North America as well. And they're all practitioners, people using them in submarines, in satellites. So there's a lot of information available for that as well, which is why the two big topics we picked up was AWS and Kubernetes. And anyone who's trying to go down that path, I will recommend that, whether it's to get a job or whether it's to become or get that promotion as well. This is definitely the two things you should look into.
Awesome. So if people want to catch up with you and not follow you in a creepy way, but like keep up with all the cool things you're doing, how can they follow you and keep track?
So pretty much we try and be on all socials because I think our ethos is like, our audience is everywhere and we want to meet them where they are. So pretty much anywhere you can look for Cloud Security Podcast or AI Cybersecurity Podcast. We try really hard to make time for anyone who reaches out to us because we realize that's why we started this. So I think LinkedIn is probably the most professional one probably, but now we are there on X, Instagram, all of those things. So yeah, if you pop us a message, we'll definitely try to do our best to help you out in whatever way we can.
My OnlyFans ID is...
Okay, so the most...
Did you not say it was 18 plus? I'm like,
oh,
these are all adults anyways, right? No, so I'm very fortunate in this place where if you just search us with our first name and last name, Ashish Rajan, you'll find us on LinkedIn. But cloudsecuritypodcast.tv for Cloud Security Podcast, AI Cybersecurity Podcast. But if you just look for cloud security or AI cybersecurity on any audio and video platform, to what Shilpi said, we're definitely there. But definitely feel free to reach out if you want some more information about cloud security, cloud native, and AI cybersecurity. But so thank you so much for having us. It's amazing.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. You guys are the best.
No, thank you. Thank you for having us.
You're the best too.
Yay! Everyone's the best.